Carissa Martin here from Bonner Wrestling Center, where I sat down with two Michigan wrestlers, Stevan Micic and Myles Amine. We talked about some team rituals, some family ties, and their goals going into the NCAA Tournament. This is an off day for you guys?
Yeah, we got yesterday and today off, so.
So you're relaxing, you came to spend some time with us.
Yeah, using all of our energy for this interview.
Yeah. Great. So you both just came back from a successful weekend in Indiana at Big Tens. We know that's a tough weekend for you guys. How was that experience?
I was pretty excited, going into it, hoping to win, obviously, but a third place finish is really good, and the toughest conference in the country, Big Ten. So, I'm pretty excited going into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, same here. I think it was pretty cool going in with a bunch of freshmen, with myself and Stevan included, not really knowing what to expect, and then stepping on the mat for the first time and getting to see 5,000 fans, wrestle in front of 5,000 fans, and that arena was something I've never really experienced before. So it was really a blessing, and then being able to come home with a third place finish. Obviously, everybody, all of our team and everybody wants to shoot for first, but it was a good gauge going into the NCAA tournament. So yeah, it was a successful weekend.
So Adam, Dominic, Alec, all redshirted this year. How does that change the team dynamics for you guys, you think?
I'd probably say that, those are guys that would have been returning All-Americans, and basically with us freshmen coming in, there's I think 6 or 7 of us. We were pretty tight-knit in the first place and bonded really well. So coming in, we knew we were a young team, but we knew we had a lot of firepower behind us. So we were just excited to start off the season well. And obviously, we had a lot to learn, no matter what. So it was just looking bright for us.
Yeah, I think one of the big things was we had to find a way to be a leader through different ways than just being an upperclassman. Since we were such a young class, we still had Brian Murphy, who's one of our captains, with us for all of our trips. So it was good to have him there, and really, he was really our go-to guy when it came to looking to somebody to get the team going or pump us up. But I think you were able to find leadership in multiple different ways, whether Stevan's out on the mat and he's winning by 8 or 9 points, and we're all shooting for the hammer. We actually had this thing this year where we had the hammer of Thor, and whoever scored the most points that weekend got to keep the hammer. So that was kind of something that we all were shooting for every week, and the person who won it really would probably be our leader for the week. So we had leadership all across the board all season, and so not having those guys was kind of a bummer in the beginning of the season, and still is, but we'll look forward to having them back next season.
So speaking of this year and this season, Stevan, you said you were going to make this year your year. What have you done to make that happen?
I said that in the beginning, or probably the middle of the year, because I was interviewed before, and we were told, Michigan, I know you guys are a young team, and next year is probably going to be your guys' year. And I said, well, I think there's a lot of tough guys on this team. We can all make an impact right now. And already I've beaten, I think, I avenged a loss this weekend that I lost earlier in the year, and I beat him twice. St. Richard's from Illinois, so that was a good win this weekend. I beat someone else that was a top 3 in the country from Nebraska, and then I had a really close match with the guy who's number 1. Also another controversial match, pretty close by a point, and he ended up winning Big Ten. So just coming into the NCAA tournament, knowing that I'm contending with the best guys in the country and contending to win a national championship. That's why I would say I know it's my year this year. So I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen.
And to be a successful team, you guys have to be united and really have that family type of relationship. Myles, your brother and your cousin are on the team. How is that?
It's great. I can't really ask for anything better. It's, a lot of people when they go to college, you got to leave your family behind, or you only get to see them, once throughout the year, a few times, and I get to see them every day. So it's a good and a bad thing. You know, like everybody, even Stevan, he can attest to it that Malik and Jordan sometimes can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I live with him and his brother, so I know.
And he knows, yeah, he lives with the brother combo, so. But no, it's pretty cool to have a family history of like wrestling at the University of Michigan and like have two, you know, relatives on the team, you know, because it's somebody to go to at all times. And if you need to come in and work out with somebody, you can always rely on them because you can tell your parents, you know, or something if they're not going, they don't want to work out with you.
Right.
Or so yeah, it's definitely really important to me that they're both on the team, and that was one of the reasons why I came here.
So your dad and your uncle wrestled here. What did you do to just make yourself stand out from everyone else in your family? I
don't know. I think the one thing that I just like to always remind myself is like I don't really, you know, although it is a legacy and a lot of people like to refer to it as a legacy, I think it's important to make your own mark, not by results, but just like the way you carry yourself. And we're all different from each other, so even though a lot of people group us together because we're, you know, memes on a Michigan wrestling team, I think we all have our totally different personalities, totally different wrestling styles. So I think if you really can like ask somebody close on the team, we're way different from each other. So I don't think we really have to do too much to make ourselves unique from one another. But I think the one thing that really does help is that having each other on the team holds us accountable to get each other better all the time.
With all of these dynamics and the family ties, who would you say is the team clown?
Oh, Malik, his brother, by far.
Yeah.
Team clown.
Yeah, I think most people would definitely say he's the team clown. Even I think Brian Murphy is one of the guys that said that one of his favorite moments was just listening to Malik on the way home and to competition on the bus, just ramble off because he's got a mind of his own.
Yeah, never know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, yeah, very true. He's definitely him or George Fisher. You got to give George Fisher a little credit too.
Oh, George Fisher, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, one of those two.
Many teams have, you know, pregame rituals or training that they do. You guys previously, I don't know if you currently ran the stadium with each other on your backs. Do you guys still do things like that, or
well, that was like more of like a preseason.
You should tell them.
Oh yeah, like no, I wouldn't even say that's like a ritual though, you know. But
yeah.
I guess like those are more like preseason kind of workouts, things that we do together. And we've had to wrestle on the sand pit before.
Yeah,
like, over at Osterbahn, and I'd say we're a close team regardless of what like different things we do. We've also had like non-wrestling activities where we just went camping, you know.
Yeah, we
did
did
team bonding thing earlier, like in the year. Stayed at some cabins. It was a fun trip, I guess.
Yeah, one thing I think a lot of kids on our team really like is that the coaches kind of give us a little bit of like leniency to do our own thing before our matches. And I think it really helps, you know, because we're all so much different from each other that like they give us that, you know, space to do our own thing and warm up. And I think that's like one of the most beneficial things about getting you ready for a match.
You're both so young and you have so much more time here left at Michigan. What are your goals for these next few seasons?
Obviously, like the biggest goal will be NCAA champion for the next few years that I'm here. Win the years that I'm competing, and win the Big Ten championships for the next couple of years following as well. But you know, the biggest thing is too that I want to really succeed as a team, and I think, you know, like Myles has the same goals as I do, Logan has the same goals as I do, and I know a lot of other teammates do. And seeing them, like when you group together a lot of guys like that are young and hungry for titles like that, and they always want to get better every single day that we enter the wrestling room. That's something that I like to see, and it makes me excited about what I do. You know, because obviously I'm doing this because I love what I'm doing. You know, so when I come out there with my friends and we all have the same goals, like I couldn't be more excited to enter the wrestling room. You know, so I'm always out there with a smile because of that. You know.
Yeah, I would agree with Stevan. I think you know, the big goals are always going to be there. National championship, nothing lasts every year because, you know, there's no reason why you can't be a national champ every year. And if you're going to make it to the NCAA tournament, you might as well want to win it. So that, and I think, like you said, one goal that sometimes some people don't always mention is, you know, to win a team title. That's something that you know, I was able to win 3 high school state championships, team state championships in high school, and I remember like there's no other feeling like it. So that would be, you know, one of the bigger goals is to win a team title. And also I think some of the goals that get left behind and like not a lot of people talk about is just like getting better like every day in like different areas of like your wrestling, because that's really when you can start to enjoy the sport, is when you start to fine tune little things like throughout the summer, because sometimes, you know, like it's a sport that's almost pretty much year round, and it's kind of hard because you don't compete for like 6 or 7 months throughout the summer, or 6 months. So I think that's why it's so important to find little areas to get better in all the time in your wrestling, because if you do that, then, you know, the national championship and all those other goals will fall into place.
Well, that's great. Thank you for sitting down with us, and good luck going into the tournament.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next week on Wolverine Women.